I watched my 3 months of work burn to the ground in exactly 47 seconds. Not real fire, worse, digital deletion. Every wall, every carefully placed decoration, every perfectly angled window of my Bloxburg mansion vanishing pixel by pixel, while 3 usernames I'd never forget laughed in the chat. X Dark Lord Kyle XX, his girlfriend Princess T0XI, and their hacker friend GL1 Teach M Forster. They filmed the whole thing, posted it to their group with the caption "Destroying Trash Builds for Fun." That was 30 days ago, and what they don't know is that their entire friend group is about to implode. Because I've been playing chess while they've been playing checkers. But let me back up. Let me tell you how a kid from Ohio who just wanted to build pretty houses became the architect of the most elaborate social engineering revenge plot Roblox has ever seen. 3 months before the incident, I discovered Bloxburg. I know, late to the party, right? But when I finally loaded in and saw those building tools, something clicked. I wasn't just playing a game anymore, I was creating. Every day after my community college classes, I'd log in. I studied real architecture, watched YouTube tutorials at 2 times speed, practiced lighting and color theory. My first house looked like a cardboard box. My second house looked like a slightly prettier cardboard box. But by week 8, I was building mansions that made people stop and stare. The Victorian estate was my masterpiece. Wraparound porch, turret with a spiral staircase, custom lighting that made the sunset glow through stained glass windows. I spent $5,000 of in-game currency. Took me 2 months of working in-game jobs and doing pizza deliveries to afford every piece. I remember the day I finished it. My hands were actually shaking as I placed the final roof tile. I took screenshots from every angle, I posted it in building groups, people loved it. The comments rolled in, "This is insane, how did you do the roof angles? Can you teach me?" For the first time in my life, I was good at something that mattered to me. Not just good. Great. That's when Kyle noticed. Kyle was Bloxburg royalty. His avatar dripped with limited items, Valkyrie helm, Sparkle Time fedora, the whole flex package. His crew rolled 4 deep, always in the expensive cars, always throwing in-game money around like it meant nothing. I'd seen them before, building modern mansions in the fancy neighborhood where plots cost triple. He sent me a friend request. "Yo, your build is sick. Want to join our crew?" I should have known better. I really should have. But when you're a community college dropout with 0 friends online or offline, and the cool kids finally notice you, you don't ask questions. For 2 weeks, everything was perfect. Kyle's crew became my crew. We'd hop in Discord calls, run around Bloxburg causing harmless chaos, rate each other's builds. Princess Kyle's girlfriend was actually pretty chill when he wasn't around. She showed me this trick for placing columns at weird angles. Then I made my mistake. Kyle wanted to collaborate on a build. His idea, my execution. A massive modern mansion to outdo everyone in the server. "I'll handle the exterior," I said. "You do interior design." "Nah, bro, I've got a better idea," Kyle said. His voice had this edge I didn't recognize yet. "You build it. I'll put my name on it." That's not how collaboration works, dude. Don't be weird about it. We're boys, right? What's mine is yours, but it wasn't what was his, it was what was mine. And I said no. The Discord call went quiet. Princess laughed nervously. Then Kyle's voice came back, cold. "Your loss, man. Could have had the clout." He left the call, blocked me. And I thought that was the end of it. Just another toxic gaming friendship that didn't work out. I was so wrong. 4 days later, I logged into Bloxburg. My plot was smoking. And I mean that literally whoever did this added particle effects, my Victorian estate was gone. Not damaged, not griefed, deleted. Reverted to a flat, empty plot like I'd never built anything at all. My stomach dropped. 3 months of work, 5,000 in-game dollars, hundreds of hours, gone. The chat exploded. X Dark Lord Kyle XLMAO. "Bro said no to me, Princess T0XIC should have joined us when you had the chance, loser GL1T Teach M Forster. Recording this for the montage FRFR. My hands hovered over the keyboard. I wanted to scream. To report them. To rage quit and uninstall, but I just sat there, staring at that empty plot while they spammed laughing emojis. Then my DMs lit up. The friends I thought I'd made in Kyle's crew, Radioactive Dan, Skylar Blue, Noob Master Jen, they all messaged me the same thing. "Sorry, bro, can't associate with you anymore. Kyle said you're blacklisted." Just like that, erased. Not just my house, my social standing, my place in the community. I logged off. Didn't touch Roblox for 3 days. My roommate asked if I was okay. I lied and said yes. But here's the thing about hitting rock bottom eventually. You get angry. Really angry. And that's when I called Marcus. Marcus was my friend from high school. Get angry. Really, really angry. And that's when I called Marcus. Marcus was my friend from high school, went to MIT for computer science. Brilliant, morally flexible, and currently bored during summer break. When I explained what happened, he laughed. Not at me, at the situation. Let me get this straight. They hacked your game, deleted your stuff, and publicly humiliated you? Yeah. And you want revenge? I want them to feel what I felt. But worse. There was a pause. Then I'm listening. We stayed on the phone for 4 hours. Marcus explained how Roblox's security worked, what was possible, what was impossible, and what was possible but technically illegal, so we won't do that. But the real genius wasn't hacking. It was social engineering. You can't attack them directly, Marcus explained. Kyle's got status, friends, backup. You're one person, you'll lose. So what do? You make them attack each other. And that's when the plan crystallized. 30 days, 3 alt accounts. One goal: infiltrate Kyle's inner circle, sow chaos from within, and watch them destroy their own crew without ever knowing I was pulling the strings. Marcus would handle the tech, I'd handle the psychology. We called it Operation Checkmate. Day 1 started that night. My first alt account was Rainbow Blue 32. Generic username. Default avatar with just enough customization to look real. I joined Bloxburg servers, made friends with randoms, built a decent starter house. Spent a week establishing legitimacy, commenting in groups, participating in build contests, seeming like a genuine new player. On day 7, I randomly ended up in the same server as Radioactive Dan, one of Kyle's crew members. I complimented his car. We started chatting. I mentioned I was looking for a building crew. You know what, bro? Dan said. I'm in this group with some really good builders. Want me to introduce you? Hook, line, sinker. By day 10, Rainbow Blue was hanging out with Kyle's crew. Kyle didn't recognize my building style because I purposely built like a mediocre noob. I laughed at his jokes, agreed with his opinions, played the perfect follower. But here's what I was really doing: gathering information. Who had beef with who? Who was secretly jealous of Kyle? Who felt underappreciated? Every Discord call was a reconnaissance mission. I learned that Dan felt like Kyle took credit for his ideas, that Princess was tired of Kyle's controlling behavior, that GL1TT M. Forster, the hacker, only hung around because Kyle paid him in Robux, that Skylar Blue wanted to be the leader but didn't have the confidence. Every crack in the foundation, every pressure point. I documented everything. Day 15 is when I introduced my second alt, Red Riot Gaming. This account was the opposite of Blue. Confident, skilled builder. Flashy avatar with some limited items Marcus helped me acquire through legitimate trading. Red Riot met the crew through a mutual server and immediately clicked with Princess. I knew from my intel that Princess felt overlooked. Kyle always took center stage and she played the supportive girlfriend role. So Red Riot did something revolutionary. I asked about her builds, her interests, her creative ideas. We became building partners, collaborators, and Kyle hated it. Why are you spending so much time with Riot? Kyle asked Princess during a Discord call I wasn't supposed to hear, but Blue's strategically placed alt account captured. Because Riot actually listens to my ideas, Princess shot back. Beautiful. The first crack was forming. Day 20. Things accelerated. Marcus created a fake leaked DM screenshot completely fabricated but meticulously designed to look real. It showed Kyle supposedly talking to GL1HM Forster about dropping dead weight from the crew and specifically mentioned Dan's username. I accidentally let Dan discover this screenshot in a building group's Discord. Didn't say anything. Just reacted to it with a shocked emoji and let him find it. Dan's reaction was volcanic. He confronted Kyle in the group chat. Kyle denied it. Dan didn't believe him. The argument got so heated that Skylar Blue and Noob Master Jen had to play mediators. But here's the kicker. I'd been simultaneously talking to both Dan and Kyle on my 2 alt accounts. To Dan, I was the sympathetic friend who believed him. To Kyle, I was the loyal supporter who knew Dan was overreacting. I fanned both sides of the fire. Day 23. Princess announced she was collaborating with Red Riot on a massive building project. Not asking Kyle, announcing. Kyle threw an absolute fit in the voice chat, called her ungrateful, said she was embarrassing him. Princess left the crew, not permanently, just for 2 days. But those 2 days were enough for me to plant more seeds. I suggested to Kyle through Blue's account that maybe the crew needed stronger leadership. I suggested to Dan that maybe he should start his own crew. I suggested to GL I suggested to Dan that maybe he should start his own crew. I suggested to GL1 Forster that Kyle wasn't paying him enough for his services. Every conversation engineered, every suggestion poisoned with just enough truth to feel real. By day 27, Kyle's crew was fragmenting. Dan left to start his own building group. Skylar Blue was openly questioning Kyle's decisions. Even Noobmaster Jen, the most loyal member, was getting tired of the drama. But I wasn't done. The final move was the most elegant. Day 30. The end game. I spent the entire week before planning this moment with Marcus. It required perfect timing, multiple accounts coordinating simultaneously, and a piece of social engineering so precise it felt like performing surgery. Here's what I did. I staged a fake hack. Using Blue's account, I accidentally left my Bloxburg plot open with building permissions. Then I pinged Kyle in DMs, panicking. Dude, someone's griefing my build right now. I think it's Dan trying to get revenge. Kyle, still paranoid from everything falling apart, immediately believed it. He logged in, rallied what was left of his crew. Princess, Skylar Blue, GL1 Teach Forster, and they all rushed to Blue's plot to defend it. But when they got there, the plot was fine. Better than fine. I'd built a small but perfect replica of my destroyed Victorian estate, the one Kyle's crew had deleted weeks ago. Kyle froze. You could feel the Discord call go silent. Why does this look familiar? Princess asked. This is... Skylar Blue started, then stopped. I let the moment breathe. Then, using Red Riot's account, who was also on the call, I asked the innocent question. Wait, isn't this the build from that video Kyle posted? The one you guys destroyed? GL1 Teach Forster's voice came through. Yo, Kyle, did you steal this kid's design? Kyle scrambled. No! I mean, that was different. Blue must have copied, but it was too late. Princess disconnected. Skylar Blue said, I'm done with this crew, man. GL1 Teach Forster just laughed and left the server, and Kyle was alone in that Discord call trying to explain himself to nobody. But I still wasn't finished. The final phase happened over the next 72 hours. I didn't need to do much. The crew's implosion was now self-sustaining. Dan's new building group took off. Princess started collab projects with half the community. Skylar Blue became more popular without Kyle's shadow. Even GL1 Teach Forster distanced himself, not wanting to be associated with that drama. Kyle tried to rebuild, sent friend requests to new players, tried to start fresh servers. But here's the thing about online communities, word spreads. Screenshots from the Discord arguments circulated. People remembered the video of him destroying my mansion. His reputation crumbled. Meanwhile, I watched from my main account, which I'd quietly started using again. Built a new Victorian estate. Better than the first. Joined Dan's new building crew, made genuine friends this time. Nobody knew about Blue or Red Riot. Marcus and I agreed to keep the alt accounts active but dormant. Insurance policies. Reminders. 1 month after the revenge concluded, Kyle's account went offline. Just stopped logging in. I checked his profile periodically. Last online 3 weeks ago. Then 5 weeks. Then 8. Princess sent me a DM on my main account one random Tuesday. Hey, I know we weren't close before, but I wanted to say your new build is incredible. Sorry about what happened with Kyle. I thanked her. We never talked about it again. But I knew. She knew I knew. There was this understanding. People asked me if it was worth it. 30 days of planning, 3 alt accounts, hundreds of hours of psychological manipulation. All to destroy a toxic gaming crew's friendships from the inside out. Here's what I tell them I got my revenge. Kyle lost everything, his crew, his reputation, his confidence. I won. Checkmate, game over. But here's what I don't tell them. Sometimes late at night, I think about those 30 days. How easy it was to manipulate people. How quickly friendships broke when you applied the right pressure. How I turned real human emotions, jealousy, pride, insecurity into weapons. I proved I could do it. That's the terrifying part. Not that Kyle lost his crew, but that I discovered I was good at taking people apart. Marcus called me a week after everything ended. So, successful operation. You feel better? Yeah, I said. Totally, you're lying. Yeah. There was a long pause, then Marcus said something that stuck with me. Revenge doesn't erase what happened. It just proves you survived it. He was right. My Victorian estate was still destroyed. Those 3 months of work were still gone. The humiliation I felt watching my creation deleted while bullies laughed? That still happened. Revenge didn't undo any of it. But what it did do, it proved I wasn't helpless. That still happened. Revenge didn't undo any of it. But what it did do, it proved I wasn't helpless. That actions have consequences, that you can't destroy someone's passion and expect no response. 6 months later, I logged into Bloxburg. My new Victorian estate, the second one, stood proudly on my plot. I'd added a garden, a fountain, details I'd learned from building the first time. A random player teleported to my plot. Their avatar looked new, excited. They walked around my house, examining every detail, and then sent me a message. "This is incredible. How long did it take?" 3 months, I replied, and a lesson in starting over. They didn't understand. That was fine. They didn't need to. I gave them some building tips, showed them the roof angle trick, answered their questions patiently, and when they thanked me and teleported away, I realized something. Kyle tried to break me. He failed. Not because my revenge worked, though it did, but because I rebuilt, created something better, moved forward. That's the real revenge, not the manipulation, not the destroyed friendships, but proving that you can't be destroyed, that creativity always comes back stronger. I still have the alt accounts. Blue and Red Riot sit in my account list, inactive but ready. Marcus jokes that they're my nuclear option. I laugh but don't disagree. Sometimes I see Kyle's profile when scrolling through old friend lists. Still offline. Last online, 8 months ago? Part of me wonders if he ever figured out what happened. If he knew about Blue and Red Riot. If he lay awake at night replaying those 30 days, trying to pinpoint when everything went wrong. Probably not. People like Kyle never think they're the problem. They just move on to the next victim, the next game, the next platform. But here's what I know somewhere out there. Dan is running a successful building crew. Princess is creating amazing collaborative projects. Skylar Blue found their leadership voice. Even GL1 Teach M. Forster, the hacker, stopped taking griefing commissions. I didn't just destroy Kyle's crew, I freed them from it. Was it manipulation? Yes. Was it revenge? Absolutely. Was it wrong? I'll let you decide that. What I know for sure is this: I spent 3 months building a house. Someone destroyed it in 47 seconds, so I spent 30 days building something else, a trap so perfect they never saw it coming. And when people ask if I'd do it again, I just smile and change the subject. Because the truth is, I don't know. And that uncertainty, that's the part that keeps me up at night. The Victorian estate still stands, my reputation rebuilt, my skills sharper than ever. I won. But every time I place a new wall, hang a new decoration, or adjust a new light, I remember how easy it was to tear something down. How fragile these digital worlds really are. How much power one person has when they understand human nature. Kyle destroyed my house. I destroyed his world. We're not the same, but maybe we're not as different as I'd like to believe.